Jets fall in a heartbreaker week 1, 34-32 against Pittsburgh. And guys, this is a weird one because, if you just take the feeling of the game, it felt like the Jets did a lot of good things, felt like that was a game the Jets absolutely should have won. Plenty of things that we didn't expect maybe for them to do well. I mean, they scored 32 points. This was a shootout game, which nobody expected. But at the end of the day, it was just a couple of mistakes. That's always the difference in the NFL, and the biggest one, of course, being that fumble by Xavier Gipson. Yeah, because it put them Aaron Rodgers on a short field. And just a rookie mistake. The first thing that you learn when you're in Little League football is when you run into the left, you put the ball in your left hand. When you run into the right, you put your ball to the right hand because all the pursuit is coming from the inside the way you're running, and first thing they're going to hit is the football, right? So that's just a fundamental mistake that he made from a veteran returner that's supposed to know better. And that just started the ball rolling in a negative place and put a lot of unseen pressure. But I also want to say this. If you're going to be an elite defense, if your offense puts up 32 points, you're supposed to win the game. Yeah. It shouldn't be that we're trying to play in a shootout. I mean, we thought the over-under on this was going to be 40 points. I mean, we had that in the first half. Right. So if you're going to be elite defense, and listen, it's a major problem brewing. And, I said it before. Like Brandon Stevens, the loneliest place in the world is opposite a lockdown corner. If this is one glaring hole in this defense, it's the corner opposite of Sauce Gardner. They need to look at that. I know he's an offseason acquisition, but he has to play a lot better. And I witnessed a lot of this in Baltimore, the handsiness, the giving up the big plays. And you can see even in the last one, that could have been a pass interference. Yeah. They decided to pick on him. They picked on him purposely.
Well, you made a good point because they know him, right? But I also think if you're a Jets fan right now, you just got to be encouraged about the product, right? I sat there and I was fortunate enough to go to the Jets luncheon prior to the start of the season. And Aaron Glenn talked about being disciplined, tough, and tenacious. We saw all that. But the mistakes that reared his head, it goes back to the Quincy Wilson on the sideline, hitting out of bounds, right? It goes to the Gibson fumble. It goes to Garrett Wilson. Well, they called it on Garrett, but it was really on Ramsey. Overall, my point is, I was encouraged by what I saw today. I was encouraged by Breece Hall and their commitment to the run. I was encouraged that Justin Fields, up until the last play, was really took care of the football, right? And so it's you never count L's, right? But I think Aaron Glenn made good on his promise. You got to be excited about the New York Jets.
And it felt like on defense it was communication problems as well, which is, something that you're going to deal with coming out of training camp, but you'd like to not see as much today. I mean, they were struggling with communication things, passing guys over. Obviously, Rodgers is a veteran quarterback that picked up some of the blitzes today. I felt like they were over-blitzing a little bit in the first half. I'm with you guys all the way, though. The offense, I mean, if the Jets kick a field goal at the end of the game, all we're doing is gushing about how this offense went out and won them a game, where the whole narrative over the summer was, can this team throw the ball 5 yards down the field? So you're right. It just feels like they should have had this one, and it makes it so frustrating as much as there was a lot of positives of a new era, really from the coaching staffs.
Right. And obviously it took a 60-yard field goal from Chris Boswell to ice it or to give the Steelers the lead
That's
for
like
good.
In the NFL,
though. Right.
And this is how Steelers win football. It's never pretty. It's ugly. It's gritty.
Right.
And when you see this, and it's frustrating for Aaron Glenn Company because this place was rocking. We've all said here open day, we never saw MetLife look like that in the last couple of years. So
and half of the people never were Steelers fans.
100%. But the Jets' loyalty was there, and the fact that they was honestly cheering for this team to finish, it just didn't happen. But I don't walk out of it. If you're a Jets fan, you can't go home or go to bed tonight frustrated about what you saw.
Well, I think you can go to bed frustrated by the lack of the win, but you understand that there are more building blocks than maybe you thought at this point would be there. Before we get too deep into the overview, though, last play of the game, right, or the last Jets offensive play of the game, Justin Fields looks like he has the first down and then throws it to Garrett Wilson. Just thoughts, Connor, on the decision-making process right there.
It's one of those situations where if he just tucks the ball and runs, he has it, but the plays leading up to it, he had taken a couple hits where he might be nervous about pressure from somewhere else. And see, I mean, there are defenders in front of him. Yep. He thought the receiver was wide open and would catch it, get down. You still had the timeout. So that's a bang-bang play to me. I mean, I could sit here and say, yeah, I wish he ran it, and he would have ran right into 3 defenders right at the marker there. And for Garrett, he got smashed by a good player, and you're gonna drop some of those. So I'm not going to play the blame game on that play. It's too fast. It's easy for me to sit on the desk and go, you should have done this, you should have done that. That's a bang-bang situation on a 4th down that you wish they had because they could have got Nick Folk lined up if they hit one more play.
Yeah, we can't blame a ball player for making a ball player move, right? Like he saw Garrett. Garrett looked open. He was ahead of the sticks. Like it was something that just didn't go in their favor.
I mean, he saw him and then the ball hit him in the hands, and no matter who the player is that you're going against,
Garrett Wilson's made to make that play. He didn't make it. I'm sure he's going to take accountability for that. It hit him, past the sticks, hit him in the chest. He had it, and he got it dislodged. So it's simple as that. But, right here, he has it, and it's a hell of a hit. He never saw him coming. But, Garrett Wilson has to make that. He has to secure it. He's a $30 million receiver.
No, but
and listen,
sorry.
It happens like that, and I think he'll be better for it. But what hurts is when you play like this and then you show everybody, what's coming in next week. It only gets more difficult. You got to win the ones that you're supposed to win, especially ones at home. So the fact that you lose it because you're undisciplined, because like you said, the Steelers win football games like this all the time. Why? Because you have to be able to execute and not make the big mistakes in the pivotal moments. It don't matter what leads up to that part. Sure. It's what happens when it's time to make proper decisions and proper execution. Can't lose your discipline. Whether it's carrying the football, can't lose your discipline, and hitting people out of bounds. You can't not keep your eyes on your luggage. You talk about Stevens. They listen. The touchdown pass, it's about 5 plays that he's gave up. All the big plays that gave up, it's one person that's kind of responsible for a lot of that communication stuff, and it's the new guy in town.